Hi, I'm Bob, the Mortgage Coach Mitchell, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is our second video. If you watched the first one, it was called Introduction. You'd know that the channel is intended to help people to navigate the process of buying and specifically financing a home purchase or refinance. So, where do we start? Well, let's start with the first question that you should ask yourself. Should I buy a house? Now, in order to answer this question, you have to ask yourself a whole bunch of other questions. And since a goldfish has a longer attention span than a typical first-time home buyer, I'm going to break this topic into a number of different videos. Also, I'm flashing back to Coach Anton yelling at me, Mitchell, you're slow, fat, and ugly. Anyway, this video is going to focus in on the 3 underwriting considerations that have to be answered in order for a lender to approve a mortgage application. Now, as always is the case, if you'd like to talk immediately about your specific situation, please feel free to reach out to me either through our website or by telephone. So the website is bobthemortgagecoach.com. So, should you buy a home? Well, the first thing that I would suggest that you consider is just how stable are you at this particular time in your life? This brings on even more questions that need to be answered. Are you happy with your job? Is your job secure? Is your employer stable and secure? If something were to happen to your job or to your employer, they were to get bought out or something along those lines, would you be able to find a new job with similar pay that would be within a reasonable commute? Is there any chance that you might have to or want to move to a different location in the next couple of years or sooner? Okay, so these are all considerations that the mortgage underwriting guidelines attempt to take into account and that the underwriter will attempt to interpret. While each mortgage program, FHA, VA, USDA, Fannie Mae, etc., they all have their individual particular guidelines. They're all basically attempting to answer the same questions. And so that you know, I got this information from a lady who's the head of underwriting for one of the big agencies. So anyway, she told me that while there are a million variations on the theme, that mortgage underwriting basically comes down to being able to answer 3 questions. First one is the borrower economically stable and able to pay their bills? This is your job and income history. Again, this brings on more questions. How long have you been on your current job? Okay, how long have you been in your field of employment? If you were to lose this job, do you have enough money put away to pay your bills, including the mortgage that we're applying for, until you're able to find another job or to get that house sold and closed? Number 2, has the borrower demonstrated a history of being willing to make their payments? This is your credit history. Have you paid your previous bills on time and consistently? If there was a time where you didn't pay your bills on time or otherwise fell down financially, was there a good reason for you to have fallen down? If this was the case, have you been able to pick yourself up and dust yourself off? In essence, have you fixed whatever it was that went wrong, and can you demonstrate that it isn't likely to happen again? 3, if the borrower, that's you, doesn't make your payment, can we, the lender, get our money back out of the home? In essence, if we need to foreclose on this home and to sell it, is there enough equity in the property to where we can complete the foreclosure process and all the expenses that are entailed in that, then sell the property for enough to cover those expenses and to get our investment back? This is where your down payment or mortgage insurance comes into play. So if we presented all the documentation that backs up the story that you're telling the underwriter, can he or she answer those 3 questions? Yes. Well, if your answer is indeed yes, they could say yes, then there's a very good possibility that you'd be able to finance the purchase of a home. If we still haven't completely answered all these questions involved in determining whether you should buy a house or not, but we at least have a pretty good idea that if you decide that that's what you want to do, that you could. Now, in the next video, we're going to examine some of the other considerations that you should keep in mind when asking yourself if you should buy a home. We're also going to get into a bit more detail on the guidelines and how underwriters look at the borrower's qualifications to finance a home purchase, such as how your income and debts are factored into the underwriter's decision, cash on hand, all the other different variations. But again, if your situation's more immediate and you'd like to talk to us quicker, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. We're really excited about doing this. Again, I apologize for the production quality. I'm learning as I'm doing this, but we're going to try to get better as we go each time. So if you have any comments, keep them nice. Go ahead and put them in down there. Again, if there's something I can help you with on an immediate basis, go ahead and feel free to give me a call or check us out on the website. That's www.bobthemortgagecoach.com. Thanks a lot, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.